why I went natural and what my experience was going natural and how it might be for other women that are either deciding or have recently begun to go on these natural journeys. Basically, I started a long, long time ago, a little over 6 years, 6 to 8 years. That was pretty vague, but that's how it goes. And it was before I went to college, so probably closer to 8 years. And basically, um, my hair was pretty damaged. I had gotten to a point where I was past my shoulders again, and as I've mentioned in my other video, I put glue in my hair, putting in the weave, thinking it was gonna look all nice, and when I took it out, my hair basically came out. You guys have to excuse me. It's really, really humid here, and the lights and all the other stuff is just making it worse. So I'm gonna be wiping my face every once in a while. Anywho, basically, after all of that, and then I had the nerve to even dye my hair, and I dyed it blonde, as you have seen in my natural hair journey pictures before in my other video. And doing that, I love, love, love the way blonde looks on me. I like the highlights more than anything. But at the same time, I'm one of those people, I mean, I've seen people dye their hair and they can manage it, but I guess I'm just not one of those people. Dye doesn't really agree with my hair, and it even seems to change up my curl pattern a little bit, so I don't dye my hair anymore. Last time I did was last year, and I cut out all the dye and had to once again start over a bit. So anywho, I had gotten my hair trimmed by a friend, and afterwards it was like a pixie cut. I'm gonna probably put up a picture of that. So after getting that pixie cut, I didn't realize that I wasn't getting perms anymore. I just was kind of straightening my hair every day. I didn't think about, oh, it's been 6 or 8 weeks. I just I just did my hair. And one day I was washing my hair when I happened to be overdue for a perm. And as I washed it, and I looked in my sister's mirror as I washed over her house, I saw like these little waves, about this much, just waves. I was like, huh, you know, I just remember my hair being a puffball as a kid. My mom claims it was wavy and curly, but I don't remember that. Anywho, it was really wavy. So I said, huh, is my hair curly? I played with it for a while and really checked it out, and kind of find out, I was like, oh, I have curly hair. Now, mind you, I've always seen all these girls who had their hair curly or wavy or all these other textures that I wish I had. I went through all the phases, you know, wanting the Caucasian hair and wanting Spanish hair and wanting, you know, every other type of hair but mine. So seeing I had curly hair was like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. Now, mind you, this was still pretty much before everybody got into the trend, the whole natural hair thing, and I wasn't entirely secure wearing my hair out as I was transitioning, even though I had a pixie cut. You know, you would think, why didn't you just big chop? Trust me, I had a lot of insecurities. Big chopping was not in the picture. So, with that said, I figured, you know what, I'll just keep straightening it. I'll just keep straightening it and wearing weaves and gluing in hair, and, you know, it should just go in. Break, 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 break. Just kept breaking off. I might as well big chop. So I got pretty good with the sew-ins, and the sew-ins helped because I was leaving my hair alone. Problem is that the hair I was leaving out up top, I had to keep straightening, and I had to keep straightening, I had to keep straightening, and I could smell the burning hair, but I figured it's all worth it because my hair is going to be straight. I can take the pain on my scalp, but you know, my hair couldn't take it. So the heat damage from it was so bad that the front of my hair wouldn't curl anymore, and some naturals actually have that story of that occurring with them. So if you're new to all of this, either use a heat protectant or don't style your hair so often. I really recommend not straightening your hair all the time because your hair is new, it's fresh, it's really starting to get used to, you know, being out on its own. And the last thing you want to do is keep manipulating it, especially with heat and straightening irons and such. So as time went on, every once in a while I would wear my hair curly and pushed back with these headbands. And you know what's weird? a lot of my ends were still straight or just wavy enough. So that made it pretty awkward to walk by people and they would say, "Oh, look at her hair. What is she? What is she doing?" So still getting used to wearing my hair out, and transitioning, and having all these insecurities, that didn't really help too much. So, to all of you that are around somebody that may be going natural and they're going through these weird phases of hairstyles, try to be really supportive. You don't have to say, "Girl, that looks good on you." If it's not cute, you don't have to do all that, but try to be supportive of their decision and try to give suggestions or ideas or just seem really open to it because, in a world full of the same hairstyles, it's really, really hard to wear your own hair and have it just be however it is because it's just not going to fit in with the norm. It's just not. So time went on, and I did the wigs thing and I did all the other stuff, and eventually I had my sister cut my hair, and I used to cry every time I got my hair cut. Every time, even if it was just a little bit off, cry, cry. Oh my God, my hair is so short. What am I gonna do? I look ugly. I look like a boy. Well, needless to say, eventually all the perm got cut out. I was all natural, besides color. So then I figured these curls, they're too tight. I don't really like them too much. You know what? It's not a perm, but a texturizer might do the trick. So texturizer, put texturizer in my hair, and at first I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Because my hair, most of the front had gotten way more straight than I planned it to get. And mind you, we did a lot of home perms and stuff ourselves. Like we knew how to do hair, but for some odd reason, I was pretty lazy. But that's another story. But I did the texturizer, and it took a while. After wetting it a few times, most of the curls came back. The front, which in my natural hair journey, I'll probably put up another picture on this one, where my hair up front really didn't curl barely enough. It was wavy. Maybe the Denman could give it some definition, but for the most part, texturizer, big mistake. It loosened up my curls too much. And you would think, yeah, it did reduce the tangles and gave me these bigger curls, but it's just something about it that wasn't manageable in the same sense. And if you've gone through this mistake, or if you haven't gone through this mistake before, then know that it's just like a light perm, if there ever should be such a thing. It's really not anything that I would recommend, no matter how tight your curls are, because it's something that has to grow out the same way as a perm. Some people say that it wears off. It really doesn't. It's really something that has to grow out of your hair, the same as a perm. And honestly, I began to miss some of those curls. So, really think about it before you decide to undergo a procedure such as a texturizer. So I've gone through college, I've grown out everything. I once again put highlights in my hair, streaked like Tony the Tiger. I loved it. And once again, it was unhealthy for my hair. But the good news was that I was learning how to manage my hair, to how to moisturize it, how to style it, how to detangle it. I had gotten a lot better, and I have a lot of pictures where I wore my hair out. I wore my hair out for my graduation, and it was a lot better. However, I still had a long way to go. And this was way before I found YouTube and all the other wonderful ladies that was able to help me through all of this. Sorry guys, it's going crazy outside. Happens when you live in a city. So anyways, yes, I had gone through all of that and still wasn't at the point where I felt comfortable enough that, okay, my hair's really healthy. It was getting healthy. I won't say it was tremendously healthy, but it was getting healthy. It was a lot more manageable because I knew what I was dealing with this time. I knew what my curls were about. So, um, texturizer was still growing out. It's all out now, completely out. Um, but I know it's still a ways to go before I get where I want to be as far as the health of my hair. I went natural because it's the hair I've always wanted. I know that sounds really odd, but my hair used to be puffy, and I had a lot of hair. When I first got a perm, my hair went to the middle of my back, and the front was down to my shoulders. I had very long hair when my hair was first permed, and I, swung it around. Oh, great, it's flowy and it's straight. And within a year, it was all gone. And that was devastating. It was absolutely devastating. And my hair at this point is longer than it's been in years. And it's very inspiring. So I actually went natural because, you know, I thought my hair was beautiful. It was curly, it was different. And being a young child, some people can't understand this, but I used to think, oh, you have to be mixed to have the curly, good hair. You have to be, you know, rich or something if you're gonna wear your hair natural. You gotta have money if you're gonna just wear whatever you want, or you have to have white or something else in you if you want to have mixed hair. These were very big stereotypes that, as a child, you know, I wasn't corrected on these immediately. I mean, it wasn't something I spoke about all the time, but it's something that I thought at one point. So, you know, make sure that those stereotypes are cleared up. Now, I will say, goodness, somebody asked me what I am. I say I'm black. I'm black. If you want to get into the whole shindig of it, my grandmother is Native American. My grandfather is half Irish, half black, which made my dad mixed. My mom has some Indian. Sorry, you know how family histories get. Indian and black, and it was very close in the line. But unfortunately, my grandmother passing, I'm not able to exactly ask how close. But essentially, you know, one drop rule, one drop African American. I embrace all my heritages. You know, I embrace all. There's somebody asked me, I got an application, black, black, black. That's how it goes. And you know, to say that talking about hair doesn't bring in a black and white factor would be a lie, because it really does bring in the stereotypes, and it brings in these ideas of unmanageable hair and the whole good hair thing. And I'm not going to get into it because I think it's been talked about enough, and people should really be at a point right now where they understand good hair is healthy hair. A lot of misconceptions that if you can't get a comb through it, your hair is nappy, and nappy hair is bad. That's terrible. You can't do anything about the hair that you were born with. You can't do anything about any of that. And if it, you know, people say, new naturals say, I'm not going to look right with that hair. I'm just not going to look right. Why would I look right with hair, a big fro, and all these other things? And I'm like, it's your hair. It's your hair, though. It's growing out of your head. Why would it not look right? You know, I'm thinking about the grand design here. That's the hair you were given. How can it not look right? And I understand people, you know, if it doesn't fit your lifestyle, or you feel as though it doesn't fit the culture or your other things that you're into. I'm, you know, walking on eggshells around this subject, but you know, you don't have to wear an afro puff, and you don't have to lock, and you don't have to perm. You don't have to do anything. But my main point I try to get across in my videos is that when you love your hair as it is, if you could do nothing else to your hair but wear it how it is, would you still feel beautiful when you woke up in the morning? And if you walked out the door? You know, anybody can style their hair, and that, you know, you got lace fronts now. You can wear anything on your head now. But the point is that if we had none of that, you know, one day tomorrow, all the Chinese stores blew up. Weave is gone. No more dye. You know, electrical sockets don't work anymore. We're just straightening iron. You know, if you couldn't use any of that anymore, or the extensions anymore, you know, would you still feel beautiful if all you had was the hair that grew out of your scalp? That's really all that I try to get across. After you're cool with, you know, yourself like that, knowing that you don't need all of this, then, you know, that's all I really ask for. But stay tuned for part 2, where I address more of the issues and give a lot more tips about going natural, and really having the self-confidence, and a lot of tips and mistakes and ideas that I had along the way. So take care, guys, and take care of your hair.